Hey everyone, I'm Arlen Bento Jr. Welcome to the Shoot Par Now Golf Show. I'm here with my co-host James Stemmer.
Hey everybody.
Hope everybody's having a great week out there. Thanks for tuning in. Got some cool things to go over.
Great Memorial Day.
Yes, it is Memorial Day. We are here filming so you guys can see the show.
That's right.
Hope you guys are having a great Memorial Day wherever you are. Tonight's sponsor for the show is the One Club Trainer. I use it every day. It allows my students to understand where they're losing speed in the downswing and how to pick up speed. So if you use this correctly, this canister moves and it'll snap, and we want it to snap as we approach the ball into the follow through. So many players, they go to the top of the backswing and the canister moves in the downswing. That's a no-no. It loses so much power.
Oh, yeah.
You want to let the club lag a little bit and then let it snap as you hit the ball. So anyway, if you want to work on power and speed, this is great. These little resistance bands, this has got a 2, so it makes it, so hard to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But as you put more, you can put up to 4. 4 is super hard. Like, it's almost impossible to get the crank.
Make it work.
They say if you can move 4, you're going to swing over 120 miles an hour.
So, I don't have that in me. I never had that.
No, we can't do it. I have some of my juniors that can, and they used to be able to only do 2. Now they're doing 4, so it's a good training aid. So check it out. One Club Trainer. All right. Charles Schwab Challenge this week.
It was challenging.
It was challenging. It was windy and a little tough the second day. We watched some of the highlights. God, that rough was so thick. Woo.
Stuff was 4 or 5 inches deep, man.
So in the end, Ben Griffin won 12 under par. That's his second win in
5 weeks.
5 weeks.
Starts, yeah. Last 5
So
starts.
Ben's on a little $3 million roll here, isn't he?
Yeah, he's on a roll.
Yeah.
He's moved up. With this win, he moved up 5 spots in the Ryder Cup rankings. He's up to 13th now.
Wow. So he's pushing that.
And he's playing well. I mean, he's got to have Keegan Bradley's attention.
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, if he, if he wins one more time, he'll have like player of the year stuff going on,
Yeah.
It wasn't easy for him. No. He started off at 13 under, right?
Started off eagle birdie his final round.
Yeah, he was 15 under, right? And he had like a 5-shot lead, and he gave it all back. Didn't make a birdie on the backside. Ended up making 4 bogeys on the back. And Matti Schmid caught him, or got really close, right? And but gave one back. Yep. And if you get a chance, go watch the highlights, because on 18,
there's a couple of crazy shots on 18.
Oh my gosh, right? So now I didn't know Ben Griffin was that. He's long. He hit one. His opening tee shot was 357.
Yeah,
he is monstrous. I had no idea.
Crazy long. So
they're playing 18. Schmidt hits it in the middle, tugs it, hits like the edge of the green, kind of rolls into some.
It looked like it was going in the water,
but it didn't. And that was smart. That you hate that when there's no rough and the ball goes in the water on the little tug. But anyway, he got stuck in this rough, and so Griffin, who's in the rough on the right side,
in the deep stuff.
Yeah, and
you couldn't see his feet.
No, you couldn't see his feet. And the commentator says something like, "Don't be a hero here," right?
Yeah,
because just so he was, and I think he was just trying to get on. So it comes up short, and it looks like it's going to go into the bunker, which would have probably been an easier shot, but it didn't, right? So now the bunker's like this, and the ball's here, and the green's here. So he's got to go like in the bunker, and he's holding the club.
He needs about a 16-inch long club.
Yeah, he's holding the club on the hosel.
Yeah, he's down.
Now remember, so he's got to
like a baseball on
chip this shot, right? To hopefully make his par, and he does. He hits a good shot.
Yeah, he gets it within about 4 feet. Yeah.
Yeah, and then Schmidt chips in.
Yeah.
From bad rough, and he hits this beautiful little pop shot. It goes in for birdie, right? So now that putt, he's got to make.
Now Griffin's got to make it to win, or we're looking at a playoff.
Right. What a crazy spin at the end.
Yeah.
And as smooth as you ever want. I mean, it was center cut.
Yeah.
He, no doubt, looked so confident, over big smile at the end, like he knew he was going to do it. But that shot out of the bunker, and so you made a comment earlier, like he probably never had to play that shot before.
Well, I mean, it's not something you practice.
No, sure. But I guarantee you that shot has come up, because I think if you play a lot of golf, and I don't play a lot anymore, but when I played a lot, if you get a ball on a hanger,
stuff.
yeah. I remember one time in a big tournament, I had missed my tee shot, and it had landed in like a grass bush, but it was maybe 2 feet off the ground. Like it didn't settle; it was like in the bush.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to whack it out of the bush, right? And I was so worried. I want to go quick because I didn't want. If it settled, I had no chance. And it was like we were watching something like 2 weeks ago, and a guy had that same shot on tour where it just kind of hit into some thick scrub grass, and it was just like sitting there. And you can't do much with it. But I remember I think I was with Ron Castillo, who passed away. Any of you know the story about me coming from Hawaii? You know, Ron Castillo and his family were so great to me. I played golf with him every Wednesday for years, and he taught me so much about the game. But he was with me when I had this shot, and it was like on a par 5, and I remember it. He said, make sure that you hood the club.
Okay.
Because I'm in the air trying to hit it, hood it, because when you hit the grass is going to open the club, like kind of like out of the rough kind of thing. And I hit it right on the green. I made a putt too. It was like a birdie or something, like even might have been an eagle or something. But I hit this like great shot, and he's like, geez, Bento, you should play out of the junk more often. You hit it better when the ball is up in a bush than you do when it's on the ground. It was like that kind of. Ron was the best. Anyway.
Well, I watched a guy hit a crazy shot this weekend. Was playing yesterday out at the PGA Village, and we're on the 17th tee of the Wanamaker course, and across the lake is the 11th green, which is a par 3 on the other side. And I'm watching this guy walk down the embankment and go into the water. He took his right shoe off and got his foot in the water. He's going to hit this shot out of the water. I'm like, oh, this ought to be interesting. So we're going to watch. That's, entertain me.
Yeah. Did he do it?
He hits this shot. There's an explosion of water. The ball comes out. He's getting mud and water all over him. The ball lands at the top of the hill, stays there for maybe a split second, and then rolls all the way back down the hill into the water. Further in than it was when he just hit it. He's just sitting there with his dumbest look on his face, like, no.
Yeah. On a Sunday round.
On a Sunday round,
completely drenched with mud and Florida pond water.
Yeah.
Take a drop and
all that frog infested.
Oh, we've all seen people do it. People do a lot of crazy stuff.
We'll clap for him, though. I mean,
you had to. Why couldn't you, right?
And he really hit a good shot. He got it out. I was shocked he got it out of there, but not quite enough.
So Griffin's got kind of an interesting story. So he credited his junior golf and like young career learning how to scramble. And I read an article about, so in 2008, his family lost their home in the recession, the downward turn of real estate, whatever.
The housing bubble broke.
Yeah, they were realtors. So they lost their home. They had to move to a smaller home, just to get by until they could get back on their feet. And I guess they probably didn't have a lot of money at the time. And so there was this who's going to support, Ben's junior golf. And anyway, so he couldn't hit unlimited balls. Or I guess, coming up with money for range balls was tough. So he said that he spent a ton of time like chipping and putting and curving little bunker shots, and that he would spend all day just doing that because he
usually go to the course with a few balls. They don't say anything to you about it.
No, you stay there all day.
Yeah, putting. Yeah.
And you know what? I'm shocked that they don't give kids like at my course at the Saints. If you're a junior player, you can get range balls.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised more kids don't come. And if you're part of my academy, you get some other perks too. But that's a great little story for him to like recollect back to that time, a rough time in his family's life, and then be able to like use that as something to help propel him. He says, I don't stress. I just, I got good short game. I'm just gonna get the ball up and in.
And he won $1.7 million, so I think he's fine on buying
twice this year, right?
I think he's fine on getting range balls now.
Yeah, and it wasn't like there wasn't any good players. I mean, when he started, Scheffler was a few behind. Ricky Fowler was actually in the same group with the
Ricky was in the final threesome.
So those are big names. And
Tommy Fleetwood was real close.
Yeah, Ricky had a rough day. Shot I think we saw four over.
Shot 4 over on Sunday.
Yeah.
After playing well Thursday, Friday, and Saturday to put himself in that.
And Colonial Country Club in Fort Worth is historic, right? I mean, that's
Hogan's Alley. That's Hogan's home.
Yeah, and so to win that at that kind of place, it's quite the accomplishment. And He looks like a good young player. It's interesting how guys can go on streaks, right? So that could be a guy that out of nowhere could win a major or something big. Or
Yeah.
I mean, I would guess he's playing this week in Memorial, wouldn't he?
He's certainly got an invite, I'm sure, with
Yeah.
the one he had earlier this year in
Yeah.
New Orleans.
So that'll be. I love Memorial. I think that's about as close to a major too as you could get, just because it's such a good golf course and it's got so much tradition behind it. And it's Jack Nicklaus, and
Yeah.
Jack's,
Well, and Jack doesn't want his course to get pushed around.
no.
It's going to play like major conditions at his place.
Oh yeah, they're going to tighten that thing up as much as they can do. I have no idea what the weather's like in Ohio, but I'm sure it'll be a demanding test. I know it's gotten longer over the years. I know that the rough's going to be high. I know it's going to be, relatively fast. I don't think Memorial's like a really fast golf course, but Jack getting up in years. He's only got so much years on the planet, so every year Memorial, it's going to be a big deal, right?
Yeah.
Because it's such a historic venue. So I'm kind of looking forward to Memorial. I think there's about maybe 4 or 5. It's funny. Do you think of Memorial as being a bigger event than Bay Hill? Because Arnie's and Jack's.
Well, I think by the way it falls in the calendar, it is.
Memorial is?
Yeah.
Because it's closer to the majors?
It's in between a couple of majors. It's on a major holiday.
Yeah.
I think that maybe, it is a little bigger than Arnie's.
Yeah, I think because Bay Hill comes on the Florida swing, where most of the country is not playing golf yet, like you said.
Yeah.
And so there is people watching, obviously, but the feel of it, and I like Bay Hill as a golf course. I haven't been to Memorial, but I don't know. There's just something about playing and going to those old historic venues. When you walk on properties, it's just like you feel the spirit and the history of the game is like right there, So I'm looking forward to it. I'd love to see, somebody like Ben Griffin just go on a tear. So you think if he wins one more, he's got to make the Ryder Cup?
I don't see how you can keep him off the squad.
Yeah, if he goes one more here, he'll be in the top.
He's
9
in the top
or 10.
13. He'll jump up 4 or 5 more spots. How do you not take the guy? A guy that's playing that well, that's moved up that much in a matter of months. I don't see how you keep him off the team.
Yeah, it's always, the Ryder Cup's always interesting like that because the way it's structured. You're going to get
now you get more captains picks.
Yeah, you got 4, right?
So that makes things real interesting.
Yeah, so it always it used to be 2, right? So was it 10 and you got the 2, right? And now you got 8. You got 8 guaranteed.
4, yeah.
Well, if he plays well and wins a couple, wins a bunch more money,
He finishes with a few more top.
He got 500 FedEx points. Yeah. And another interesting thing. So he gave up golf in 22. Griffin did. He just got tired. He was just too much, and he wasn't whatever, and he gave it up for a little bit, and then he came back. So pretty interesting story.
Yeah.
And he credits a lot of work he said he put in the off season, end of last year and early this year. So weight room, taking care of his body, his preparation, his meals, all the stuff. He really made an effort. And it shows you it's paying off.
No, he said he hit a 350-yard drive on the first hole to start Sunday. He's doing something right with his body.
Man,
that far?
Yeah, that's a lot of juice out there. So anyway, I'm glad for Ben Griffin with his second win this year. Yeah. Congratulations to him. So play a little golf. Go ahead.
And just to finish up on the Memorial.
Yeah. Finish.
No Rory this weekend.
That's weird, right?
Rory had previously committed to the RBC Canadian Open, and said I committed to that before the Memorial. I think you'd know that they were at the same weekend before you committed to one or the other, but
I guess it all depends.
Okay.
Yeah,
it depends. So that's where Rory is this week. Oh. So no Rory, but we'll have everybody else out.
Yeah, it'll be a good field. I don't think so Memorial. So live players can't play Memorial though because it's considered a PGA Tour event, right? It's not, or is it? Or can they get invited?
I don't know if DeChambeau's going to play or not. I'd have to look into that.
Yeah, I wasn't sure about that.
I would think not because, like you said, it's a PGA Tour event.
Yeah, so I'm sure there's some invitations that he could.
There's a guy. How do you keep him off the Ryder Cup team?
Yeah,
I don't see how you keep him off the Ryder Cup team.
Well, it's a big decision.
Yeah,
because this is the first time that's coming up.
Yeah.
If you want to win the Ryder Cup, how can you take one of the best players in the world?
Yeah, you got to take him.
Yeah. But they haven't said what they're going to do with that yet.
No, they haven't.
Well, stay tuned. We're going to look into that, figure out what's going on.
We'll find it.
What's going on. But anyway, you said you played some golf, huh?
Yeah, played some golf on Sunday, yesterday.
And you had the crazy story. But so what did you guys do? Who played?
I played with my buddy Dan.
Okay.
We played out at PGA Village. Played the Wanamaker course. Course is in great shape.
Okay, so I'm an old. I was the head pro out there. I don't remember. So Wanamaker's the old north.
It used to be the South course.
Oh, the south is Wanamaker. And what's the north?
Ryder.
Okay, I remember now. Okay.
Yeah.
The south. All right. How was it?
It was good.
Good shape?
It was in real good shape. The rain we had Saturday
softened
night
it a little bit.
Softened everything up a little bit, which meant we had some mud balls.
Oh boy!
But I cleaned mine off.
Yeah.
I wasn't hitting it with mud on it.
Yeah.
We talked about this last week or a couple weekends ago.
Why would you, right?
It was like, no, I'm not. I don't
so you guys
often enough
to struggle with that lift, clean, and place it.
To weren't worried about that.
No, I don't blame you.
But
greens were good. Everything was good.
Everything was good. Greens were good.
Yeah.
The only issue was, thanks to the rain, it was car path only.
Oh, that's a long course too.
And that course can be brutal on car path only.
It can.
Because not only is the car path like a little ways off from the fairway, but if you hit your ball left and the car path goes down the right, you might walk 100 yards between your cart going to the ball, hitting it, and walking back to the cart again. And that gets tiring after a while. Anybody that says walking isn't part of golf.
Oh, and you have done that kind?
Let them play in the weather we've been playing in the last few days.
So it was like 93, felt like 100 and something. It said on Sunday.
Yeah.
Or
I remember last night. I watched the news last night at the 6 o'clock news last night. They said it's currently 88. Feels like 98. I'm like, it's 6 o'clock.
Was it that hot late?
Feels like 88. Yeah. Feels like 98.
It's not good.
I'm like, oh, no wonder I was so tired from playing.
It was. That'll wear you out.
I drank probably about I drank at least a half a gallon or more water.
I've always said that May is like my favorite month because it doesn't get too hot. But man, it got hot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So normally May is like 87 at the most, and it's still like in the low, like middle 70s at night. So sun goes down, you get the drop, right?
A little bit of a cooling.
But golly, it was really, really hot. I'm a little nervous because I've got junior camp starting not this week, next week, and I've been doing it 29 years, I think, is this year's camp. I can't believe I said that. But I've been doing them, and we do 3-day camps, 9 to 12, and it's funny.
What days of the week is it?
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And we do 9 to 12. And so I get all these kids calling, parents calling, and everybody has concerns about the heat. And I tell them, I've been doing this a long time, but when we do camp, so we do putt chip, and then we do about 45 minutes, and then we come into the clubhouse, and we all cool down, and we get a table, and we talk about some golf stuff. If their cheeks are red, we come in, and then we go back out. And then we work on our approach stuff and start working on some other things. Then we come back in, cool down again, get ice water, get a Gatorade, get something cool off. And we go back out, finish on the range, come back in, cool down, and we usually play something, Yeah. And if you don't do that, though, if whoever you guys are in camp, if your kids aren't getting a break like every 45 minutes, it's tough.
Oh yeah,
it's not, and it's humid, right?
Yeah.
So
you got to keep replenishing your
fluids. And it's a big deal when you even just step into AC for 10 minutes. It'll bring your internal core temp down so that you can function through it. But I would like to also mention too, I have a relationship with iCryo in Stewart. It's a wellness center that has those. It has the cryo chamber where it goes down to like 200 degrees. And last year was the first year that I was involved with them, and it made a huge difference. So I would finish my camp, I would go home, I'd jump in my pool, I'd change my clothes, get something to eat, and then I would go do cryo before I came and taught. And it was like, I remember going through summer last year thinking I didn't feel the pressure on my body.
Oh, wow.
Because I think that the cryo, right? So I don't just do cryo too, but I'll go and I don't do sauna when it's hot out like that. I'll go into cryo.
I've already been in sauna.
Yeah. But I go into red light and then cryo, and then I go get my legs compressed. It's like I feel like I'm LeBron James in that place. But and if you've never been, but if you're watching this, go check out iCryo and tell them Coach Bento sent you, and they'll give you like a special deal. Ask for Jeremiah, and they got a special program for you. But that really helped me last year.
Okay.
So I'm kind of.
I mean, anything that helps your body recover.
Yeah. So even though it's like, you're like, Coach, you're 3 hours in the sun. I tell you, I'm getting up there. I feel it, man.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm drained. So it feels good.
And the other thing you got to remember is
Hydrate.
hydrate. Drink before you're thirsty.
Yes.
Don't wait till you're thirsty, because that's when your body's already at risk.
Yeah.
You've got to
Especially, yeah.
keep sipping, keep drinking. You've got that one player on the PGA Tour whose caddy hands him his water bottle before he putts. He takes a sip and he hands it back to him. One of the Asian guys, I can't remember who it is, but it's like, I watched it a couple times. Like, really, this is part of his routine.
Take a sip.
They were saying it's part of his routine. And I don't know whether that was something he does just to remember to hydrate himself, or, like you said, these guys get in their habits, they get their routine, that's what they do. But hey, if you're playing golf, after every tee shot, make sure you take a few sips of water.
You should.
When you get out of every time you get out of the cart, take a couple sips of water, just to keep your body hydrated, because you lose a lot of.
I can't believe that 20-something years ago I played all our tournaments in this weather. Like, playing 54-hole golf tournaments in this heat, like grinding and practicing. Oh, to be young again, huh?
We didn't know any better.
No, we just played and played and played and played, but it should be fun. But, I do like the summer. I kind of enjoy the transition to the heat, Again, our houses are air conditioned, everything's air conditioned. You're not like I don't work in it other than the golf thing. On Tuesdays, we try to play golf. I probably won't teach on Tuesdays, but I'll work the junior camp, and then I have lunch at the club, and then I usually cool down, and I invite all the kids that I train on Fridays that play with me, in my class. I shouldn't play, but train with me all year. We play on Tuesdays, and I've had record 2 years ago. I haven't had a good round at the golf course because I don't play a lot, but a couple years ago I had a really good round where I made like 8 birdies or something, and I haven't been, freak day. But that's the only time I play 18 holes all year is that summer. So we'll have some fun because I'll play, 6 times this summer. Hopefully that gets me. Last summer I didn't feel like playing. I think my course was closed. I think we're under construction with the course, so it was just hard to play. But that's going on. So, golf's kind of slowing down a little bit. Indoors is busy.
You say
everybody's here. Yeah.
If you want to, great way to learn. Get some practice. Get some hitting ball, learn some things, fix some things.
Well,
in the AC.
The AC, right? So again, back to the Shoot Par Now thing, right? So I can teach the entire Shoot Par program in here, the system itself, and people are asking me about today because I just shift to where I'm here 4.5 days, and then I go out there for camps and maybe 1 or 2 afternoons, and just that's how you do it. And I run that program. I'll stay on. I call summer fall till October, and then weather breaks, we lose daylight, and the system starts over again. So it's just the nature. It's very seasonal.
So it needs to go from Shoot Par Now to Shoot Par in the AC.
Yeah. Well, I'm running stuff right now. I launched this VIP 8-week training thing. It was really designed for high school players that wanted to get after it before high school season starts. But I've had 5 or 6 adults come in and they just want to train and get better, and it's a really good bargain. So if you haven't checked out, if you're interested in any stuff, go to shootparnow.com. You could also check out Arlen Bento Golf Lessons. So the Stewart location is arlenbentogolflessons.com, and the academy is shootparnow.com. I keep teaching. I love it. What else am I going to do? Got to do something
as well.
Anything else you got coming up? No events or things you're writing about, or anybody reach out anything funny or cool?
Not at the moment, no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Kind of slow.
I'm gonna try to George, my son, who you've guys seen on the channel, because we have Golf Cart Chatter and we have the Scruffy to Scratch. He's been busy. He works at a school, right? And so the school's busy end of year, but he'll be back coming in, I hope, next week. We've been playing. He hasn't even had a chance to play, so I just don't know where we're going to play because it's going to be so hot and I'm in here, but we'll figure it out. But a few of my students have said, hey, I haven't seen too much of your son recently. I'm like, yeah, he's been kind of busy, but that's kind of funny. They're asking for him.
He's working. Yeah,
but they're asking for him. They don't care about me, obviously. They want to see how George is doing. He's more interesting than I am.
He's closer to their age than we are.
No, these are my older students. They just enjoy watching him because, my stuff's the same old, same old. Look at Coach. Look at him move his leg. Look at him do this. Look at him do that. Look after all. It's like, I know it's boring, but that's to get new people to watch my stuff, So check me out on Instagram if you haven't. It's Arlen Bento JR at Instagram, and James is Stammer Golf at Instagram. Go check us out. But, well, that's going to end our show for this week.
And a blessed Memorial Day to everybody.
Yeah.
And to all you people out there who
thank all our veterans.
Who are veterans. To the families who have lost loved ones. And that's what we are here for on a Memorial Day. We thank you. Thank you very much. As son of a World War II vet that had we had to invade Japan, I don't think I'd be here. I have an appreciation for veterans and for what they and their families give up and go through. And thank you all very, very much. And happy Memorial Day.
Happy Memorial Day to everybody. Take care.